Good morning. Lisa Johnson here to give you a bit of tough love, which I am becoming known for in my courses. But I think it's really important to do that sometimes, because a lot of the time when we are self-employed, when we are our own boss, when we decide to become a CEO or an entrepreneur, nobody actually is the boss of us. Nobody tells us what to do. Nobody tells us, you need to get this done. And I'm seeing quite a lot of the same things in groups at the moment, and in courses that I'm in, being a part of myself, in masterminds that I'm a part of, in my own courses, I'm seeing this as well. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of tough love. So I'm seeing a lot of this. These are people's comments that they're making in groups right now. I'm seeing comments like, oh, I'm really behind. I'm really behind. I know that we're a few weeks into the course, but I haven't done anything yet. So I'm behind, so I don't even think I can catch up now. I'm seeing things like, oh, I'm just not really engaged with it. I really want to do it, but something's just stopping me from taking action. Seeing things like, I can't be bothered to do it. Like, oh, I just can't seem to bring myself to do it. I saw someone comment, I need someone to make me actually do the work. For a course this was. And then for actual business, oh, I haven't done anything for a few weeks. I just got disheartened by everything. So I stopped showing up. I stopped putting myself out there. I don't know a nice way of saying this. It's hard. Yes, it's hard being a business owner. And I keep hearing it's so hard being a business owner. It is hard. It's hard being a business owner, but it's also hard not being one. Choose your hard. It's hard not to have any money. It's hard to have to go to a job every day that you hate. You've chosen that you want to be an entrepreneur, that you want to be a business owner. No one's now going to do that for you. Like, I have courses available, but I'm not your mother. I'm not going to force you to do them. If you pay for a course, there's no point moaning to me then afterwards that you haven't really done it. You don't know why, you just can't really get into it. You don't know why, you're just not giving it the time. There seems to be so many other things to do. Same with business. Like, if you've decided you're going to have a business and you know what to do, you need to grow an audience. There's so many things you need to do. You need to network. You need to work out a marketing plan. You need to write down your strategy. You need to decide what you're going to do. Don't then say, yeah, but it's really hard to do those things. Like, I want to do it, but I just wish someone could make me. I really need a boss to make me do it. You're not going to get that. You're never going to get that again because you're your own boss. I can't tell you how much you need to be obsessed with your business in the first couple of years to make it work. The reason for this is because there are people obsessed with their businesses that will make it work, who have the exact same idea as you. And so unless you are going to be obsessed with it and give it your all, not forever, for the first year or two, you need to be obsessed with it so that you can then not do as much work, so that you can then calm down and spend more time with the kids and spend more time doing the things you really want to do. That comes after you've put everything into it, after you've been obsessed with being a business owner. But if you're not even at the point where you're doing things because you can't really be bothered and you're in the first year, like, I feel like you may as well give up, because it's going to take more than that. And no one's telling you this stuff. People are telling you that you can have it all from week 5. You can be on a beach playing with your laptop. You can't. It's just a lie. You can't. There is no balance. Stop thinking there's going to be a balance in year 1. There is going to be no balance. You are not going to be watching Netflix every night. You are going to be working on your business because it takes effort to put everything in at the beginning. It takes hard work to work on your business in that first year or two. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things you don't want to do. There are going to be things that are hard that you're going to have to go and find out how to do, because no one's going to come running and telling you to do it and how to do it. You're going to have to find out. There were things in those first 2 years I had no clue how to do. I was just like, I don't know how to do this. This is hard. This is scary hard. I don't know how to show up. I don't know how to do this stuff. And I had to go and find the answers. Go and find out the answers Find somebody that does know how to do it and ask them, or pay them if you need to. Or go read a book where someone's told you exactly how to do the thing you want to do. But sitting there and hoping that someone's going to come and save you isn't going to work. It's not going to do it. You have to commit to what you're doing. If you want to be a CEO and you want a business where you make a hell of a lot of money and you can have a life of freedom, commit for a year or two. If your audience doesn't grow in the first 4 weeks, and I've seen this time and time again, where people are going, oh, my audience hasn't grown. I've been doing it for 4 weeks now and haven't made any money. Boo-hoo. It's going to take you longer than that, so get on with it. It's going to take you a year. It might even take you more than that. And I think that the real reason that people think that they can have it all doing absolutely nothing or just paying someone for a course and then sitting there is because other people have made it seem that way. There is no overnight success. I did not have overnight success. I grafted for years before I got to the point that I'm at now, where I have lots of freedom and lots of time. That didn't come overnight. So if you're thinking you're going to pay someone for a course, or you're going to, have a mentor or a coach or whatever you're doing, and by paying them, you're going to suddenly make money, I'm really sorry to ruin that for you. It's not going to happen. You are going to need to do such a lot of work. You're going to need to do so much hard work. You probably won't watch television in a year. You are going to sit down and work out your strategy, and then you're going to follow it. You're going to implement everything. You're going to show up. You're going to show up even when you don't want to show up. There's loads of times that I don't want to show up. Like, I don't wake up and bounce out of bed every morning. Like, sometimes I've got chronic health problems. Sometimes the kids are driving me crazy. Sometimes there's life stuff happening. Life happens. You're still going to have to show up. You're still going to have to decide, my business is important to me this year, and so I'm going to make time for it and I'm going to show up, even if life happens. I can't tell you how many times people say to me, oh, something happened. One of my kids was ill yesterday, and so I haven't been able to do anything for a couple of weeks. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. That's not how life works. It's not how business works. If something happens, or you got a knockback, someone said no to you going on their podcast, someone said they didn't want to work with you, so your confidence has been knocked. That's going to happen all the time. It doesn't mean you get to stop. It doesn't mean you go, oh, okay, well, my confidence has been knocked. I tried, so that didn't work. So I need a different idea now. That's not how life works. You're going to have to do it anyway. You're going to have to show up anyway when nobody is watching you. If you start a Facebook group or you have an email list and there's no one on it, there's no one watching, you're going to need to show up anyway, because eventually people will watch because you've done it enough times. And it's about consistency. Like, I wish more people knew the power of consistency. You cannot go, okay, I've done something for 2 weeks and nothing's happened. You can't. And then you walk away for 2 weeks because you got a bit bored of it and you wanted to go and do something else that was more fun. And then you come back and expect your audience to still be there. They've gone and they're watching someone else now. You left them. That's not how things work. You've got to be really consistent, even when it's boring. The real money in business, the millions that I've made in business, have happened because of the unsexy stuff. They haven't happened because of the fun stages that I'm on or the books I've written. They've happened because of the unsexy stuff. The day in, day out of showing up, of making sure my clients are happy, of going onto Facebook and doing lives, of doing the actual work, sitting down on my own in front of a screen for days and putting effort into writing a course. That's where the money's made. The unsexy stuff, the unfun stuff. You don't get to choose only the fun stuff. People say, I didn't become a business owner to do the boring marketing stuff. Okay, you didn't, but you're still going to have to do it anyway, because you're not going to be able to hire everybody to do everything you don't like from the beginning. You're just going to have to show up. I know this is a bit of tough love, but I think some people need it. I think that it can seem, when you look at other people, that it just happens, that they just have somehow made it work. Maybe you think that about me, that I just came into the online industry and everything I touched turned to gold and it just worked. I'm afraid that didn't happen. There were failures all the way through. There were times when I didn't want to get out of bed because it was so hard in this business. There were times when I had 50 no's on something before I had a yes. There were times when life got in the way and I didn't know how I was going to show up that day. I've literally shown up in launches from a hospital bed. You have to be obsessed with your business. So make the decision that you're either going to be obsessed with your business or you're not. But decide to commit or don't commit. There's no playing at this. Everything I put out there doesn't sell. Every time I want to go on a podcast, not everybody says yes. Every time I do something with PR, so many things have been shelved. I've got so close to so many things that just haven't happened. That's life. That's business. Not everything is going to work out for you. And even though it's not going to work out for you, you're going to do it anyway. People are showing their highlight reels. They're not showing all of the tough stuff in between, but they are going through that tough stuff. They're having to. You don't make millions by not going through some tough stuff. It doesn't all just fall on your plate. You have to go out there and get it. So if you want it, go out there and get it. I don't know of anyone that is successful that hasn't failed and failed and failed and learnt from those mistakes and got back up again and got on with what they wanted to do. What they didn't do is give up at the first hurdle. What they didn't do is spend a few weeks in a course and go, oh, it's harder than I thought it was going to be. Do some work, show up, put some stuff in, get some drive, work out what you're doing it for. Be loud about why you're doing it, but work out the purpose of why you're doing it. Because if you haven't got a purpose, you're going to give up very quickly because there are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things that are hard. But if you have a real reason for it, a purpose at the end of all of it, and your purpose doesn't have to be to help 1 million women by 2028 or whatever the latest trend is to say these days. Your purpose could be that you want more money to do something. I actually used the money word. Yeah, it's okay to want more money. There's no bad thing about that. It's okay to want to work because you want to make a lot of money. That can be your why. It's okay. It was certainly my why at the beginning. I needed to make money. And that's okay. You're allowed to want that. But have a reason to do something. Give yourself a purpose to want to work on it, to want it to be hard, to want to work on holiday. If there's a reason at the end of it for all this, you're much more likely to go and do it than, oh, well, everyone seems to have a business and it looks easy, so I'll have a business because I'll just make millions of pounds by taking one course. Afraid it's not going to work that way. No one's going to make you do it either. If you're doing a course right now and it's sitting there and you've paid money for it and you're not doing it, take a long, hard look at yourself. Have a look at why you're not doing it. Work out what's stopping you and overcome it. Go and do the work. Go and learn the thing you wanted to learn. And don't just learn it, but implement it as well. Because if you don't implement, nothing's going to happen. If you go to all of these brilliant networking meetings and you do all of these courses and you sit there and you take some notes and you feel like a student, and it's great feeling like a student, isn't it? It's great learning stuff. But if you're doing all of that and then you're not putting any of it into practice, nothing is going to change. And if you keep doing the same thing as you've always done, expect to get the same thing as you've always got. But if you want to make a change and you want to do something different, then stop relying on other people to motivate you. Find your motivation and get on with it. And you can achieve anything. Anything is possible. I've seen it time and time again. When people have decided they're committed, they're going for it, and they are going to change their lives. You can do that. You can do it today. You can start today. Stop putting it off as well. Too many people going, oh, one day when I'm in a better position, I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this. No. You're never going to find the right time. There is no right time. Life is never going to stop for you. You need to decide now that you're going to change your life. You need to decide it's enough. You are enough right now to start. So go do it and stop whinging and go and do it. The end. Thank you for listening.